Yo, what is up, Obey Undead cast? Today we have a very special guest. We have Kingman himself, the ZWRC third place. It was third place you got, wasn't it? From what I,
Yeah,
well, I don't want to.
it was first place in ZWI and then
Yeah,
third place in ZWC.
yeah. Just wanted. I knew you got a first in something. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't getting them mixed up. Yeah, ZWI first, third ZWC. So we're gonna start off the question straight off the bat with ZWC. You were playing. A lot of people, obviously watching you because of your past world records and speedruns, everything you've done. Because to be fair, when we've seen you being reviewed by bigger YouTubers, watching your records, what has been the highlight of your career in speedrunning or world records
Honestly,
in general?
honestly, I think honestly, I started speedrunning. Let's just start at the beginning. I started speedrunning in 2018, right around the time Black Ops 4 came out, and it's actually pretty funny. ZWC 2 with Chopper Wing, the content creator side,
Mm-hmm.
and Starburst Wing, the um finalist side. That's kind of what started my YouTube career to begin with. So I've always been a fan of the whole competitive side of zombies, and ever since this year, before this year it was kind of quiet. Like people speed ran, they did high rounds, but it wasn't as, I would say, mainstream
Mm-hmm.
as it is now. So I was there like 2018, 2020,
So
and I was just doing my thing.
that was your highlight of what you've done in your career.
Well, that's just like a general like idea,
Oh
but my
yeah,
highlight, now I'm answering the question. The highlight, probably when I got the 5AZ world record, and once guys like Noah J, I'm
yeah,
sure everybody's seen it, and Pat started reacting to my speedruns. That's when things started really picking up. And I think the highlight of my career is probably like that 1 month span from February of this year to March, where it was just constant
yeah.
speedrun on 5AZ, constant reaction, constant um flow of viewers coming in. It
Yeah.
was pretty crazy
So,
for me
so talking
personally.
on the Firebase stuff, because I think that's where I first found you was when obviously they reacted to your five. How much time did you put into your Firebase practice? Because I've seen other people going for this kind of stuff as well, and I know how long they've put in. So I can't imagine what it was actually like for you to get them records and how long it took.
Honestly, I kind of lost count at about a long time. I don't know how long.
Really,
Yeah,
that deep. So
yeah,
so
but
coming into them records, when
mhm.
you're going for that, what goes through your head sometimes? Like because obviously it comes to planning, you got to know what you need to happen in the map to know that you're going to get the fastest run. When it came to Firebase C, what was your process with that?
I mean, it's just like any other Easter egg. It's a step-by-step process, and the
Yeah,
goal with these Easter eggs obviously is to finish them. But then spearing them or speedrunning them is a different story.
yeah, of
So you
course.
just gotta like go step by step. Figure out like, okay, this is what you gotta do. It's pretty much like get from point A to point B, and then piece together how you're gonna get there as fast as possible. So like, step one, turn on power. How am I gonna do that the fastest? Step two, talk to Peck. How am I gonna do that the quickest? You can get back to
Hmm.
Ravenov in time. It's pretty much you gotta go step by step, piece by piece, and it's pretty much just trying to put the pieces together and eventually having the full speed run.
Yeah. There is a lot of planning behind it. Then you do have to really. Because I watch it sometimes, like, how do they know they're on a really good run? There must be something that clicks when they're going for it. Obviously, you've got previous timers you've done before that you can go off. So I'm guessing that's something you'll take into consideration. Like, I did it this fast this time, so I'm definitely ahead of myself. Because I'm not a
Hmm.
speedrunner, so I don't know how the process in your mind goes when that kind of play happens. So it is kind of crazy to see. Like sometimes I'm watching like that RNG. It just doesn't seem like it ever happens, and then all of a sudden you're watching somebody do it, but at the same time, people don't understand how many times the resets have happened. The RNG's just not been there. So, do you agree that there is unbeatable RNG in the new Cold War with speedruns, or do you think they're always going to be getting beaten?
Hard to say because their track is constantly putting in new updates. Like they're
That's
adding
true.
Mule Kick now, they're adding PhD, they're gonna eventually add Double Tap. Whether that actually affects the speedrun is still unknown. It's clearly gonna affect gameplay, obviously, but
Yeah,
how that affects the speedrun, and it depends if they add in tier 6 or tier 7 upgrades as
that's
well.
true.
Because I have seen some rumors about that going around recently. But
So when it comes to
yeah.
that with the updates, does that mean you're going to rerun and go for a lot of these again after putting the time in you did for the originals?
Well, gameplay doesn't affect RNG because RNG is always the same.
True.
So I might give it a run or two to see what it's like with the new upgrades, but I won't try to like go as far as I did when the map first released.
Okay, okay. So with ZWC, what was your favorite part about ZWC this year?
Honestly, just being in it
Yeah.
because people dream of being ZWC and like playing alongside their favorite content creators. I mean, before 2018, I was just a fan. I was
Hmm.
watching all these guys. I've been watching them for several years, and then to finally be in the position where I am now, to be playing alongside those same people I watched, it comes full circle. I've said 100 times, like everything just comes full circle, and it's a
Yeah.
dream come true, honestly.
Yeah, because definitely you're up there. I mean, I've recently found you. I've been in the community for a long time, but I've just been that guy that's always worked behind the scenes and everything. I only recently started coming out the woodwork with zombies. I was always the guy that would probably I would know a lot of zombies people like MC and other content creators as Greg, but it wasn't something I did as a streamer or because it was only when COVID hit I became a content creator for with zombies. So I'm still relatively new. So as yourself, you say you're fairly new, which you are obviously coming up on the grind now, being new. As you just said, you're alongside a lot of these bigger content creators. How so when you what was the first time you realized like you made it in zombies really?
I think I think it was back not last October. I did a so you remember that custom map Derby's
Oh
declassified?
yeah, of course,
It
yeah.
declassified? Yeah. So that was my first like breakout stream. That was my first big stream.
Right.
Like it just started like viewers started coming in, started getting a lot of support. I think that's when I realized like, hey, I could probably do really well this whole YouTube streaming thing.
Yeah.
And that momentum just continued forward. It was a little slow from like December, January, but then February is when it really kicked off, like I just said before. But I
Yeah.
think October of last year is when it was a spark. Then February was the, I guess, explosion. If you
Yeah.
want to give you an analogy like that.
Yeah. So when did you realize zombies was your thing? How long have you been playing? And
I've
you
been playing
realized
since I've been playing since I was 6 in 2008 with War That War
right,
Knock.
okay. Wait, so how
Yeah.
old are you now?
18. I'm turning 19 actually this
Oh
Friday,
wow,
which
okay.
is
So
pretty
yeah, you've
crazy.
been
Yeah.
playing a long time, and obviously over them years. Then I've asked this to everybody I usually meet new as well. What was your first Call of Duty Zombies that really started it?
I think I've always played zombies since like War That War and Knocked Your Own Tone, but I think when I started to really start playing was near the tail end of BO3 when
Hmm.
Zombies Chronicles released.
Yeah, I think that was with a lot of people. Zombie Chronicles really, I think that changed a lot of zombie people. That one really did. I think that's when I'm not gonna say that's when the community was created, but I really feel like that was when content started to pop off even more. I think Chronicle because it was something so different and having that extra DLC that we had never seen before on top of we already had four to go back and tell a story that most people weren't up to date with. I think that was game changing for a lot. So I can agree with you. I'm pretty sure that was the same for me as well with Chronicles. That was when I knew I wanted to be in the zombie community and make content and be a streamer, but didn't take it as far as I would like to as I have now. But yeah, so we'll move on to Cold War now because I feel like we've talked a lot about the past stuff and how good because we all know how good the older zombies are. We've got a lot of different opinions coming in for Cold War. I'd love to know. I'll ask your opinion on one thing quickly, which is Outbreak. What are your thoughts on Outbreak?
Outbreak is I don't know. It's like it's good on one hand, but on the other hand, there's just not enough
Right.
to it. I love the mode for what it is. It's one of those modes where it can only get better with anything you add in. You could literally add in literally anything just off the top of your head.
Yeah.
It makes the mode that much better already.
Yeah. So do you feel so this is another one. Do you feel like we got cut a bit short with this Call of Duty with content?
I would I honestly think so
Yeah.
because like look at the external factors. I don't know if this is the case, but I feel like Treyarch got screwed over between having to cut BO4 short because of Sledgehammer and Raven not
Mhm.
be able to like make a game properly. But again, this is just speculation.
Yeah.
And also the pandemic hitting, I don't know if that um
Yeah.
cut ties a bit with like
Yeah.
what they could do potentially.
This is what
But
me and Chopper spoke about. We did say like a lot of factors did come into play. They took over a game halfway with Sledgehammer, and now they've done it again where they've had to take over the next Call of Duty, the zombie side of it, which has been leaked that there's Cold War zombies carrying on to the next area. Is that something you're happy to see the Cold War get extended till the next area? You happy with the way the game plays, the zombies itself? Because it is different from what we know as zombies, but it also, in my opinion, I feel it works really well. The perk system, the game. I know obviously there's some crashes that still happen, but not every COD's been perfect, but are you happy to see this kind of zombies carry on to the next one, or would you like something fresh?
Honestly, if the gameplay is good, if the game is fun, I'm all for it.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just gonna break everyone's world records. Doesn't
Y-
matter what game it is, all matter.
except World War II. We don't speak of that.
Yeah, World War Two. Nobody speaks World War Two. I'd rather play Advanced Warfare over World War Two.
Yeah.
uh, so coming out of that with Cold War, another question we talked about Outbreak. So we've got Murder Totem coming, the Berlin Wall or Wall of the Dead, whatever. But we've got that map coming up. Obviously you've seen the trailer. Obviously you can't get too much from a trailer because it's not actual in-game play. But is seeing the trailer something that's got you excited for with all the little new details that have been shown inside of it?
Yeah, honestly, it looks cool. Let's just say it looks cool. How it's gonna play, we just gotta assume
Hmm.
core mechanics are great. So I'm assuming it's gonna play well. But similarly to D Machine and Fire by Z, it's hard to say like what's gonna be in it because we don't have any steps on the Easter egg yet.
Yeah.
But assuming history repeats itself, I hate to sound realistic. I guess realistic's the word here, but I just don't think the Easter egg's gonna be as difficult as people hope it's gonna
Yeah.
be. Because again, Treyarch's trying to cater to the casuals, which is the majority of their player base.
Hmm.
Like we speedrun, at least I speedrun, players go for high rounds, etc. You get the idea. But
Yeah.
most of the players, at least 95% of the player base, are casual. So like my
Yeah.
brother, he plays zombies every now and then. That's who Trek is trying to cater to because at the end of the day, as much as you enjoy the game, it's a business first and
Yeah.
foremost. They're trying to make as much money as possible. So
Yeah, I could agree with you on that
yeah.
point. I think that was something a lot of people have said when I brought up the new map is whether the Easter egg is going to be actually longer or take longer to solve because I think Trout missed the point where that people don't want the hype of solving it; they want the hype of searching for it, which is bizarre because obviously you want to solve it, but you don't want it to be solved within the first day. Treyarch seems to think we want to get hyped in the first day of finding it, and then we'll be okay just to play high rounds or whatever else. Like I feel I agree with you on the point that the Easter egg should be harder. I get it should be, but they could always do what they've done with Outbreak. Like Outbreak kind of has the half and half area at the moment. There always can be some easier Easter eggs, but I always think there should be a final overall Easter egg that makes it the game a little bit harder because we all enjoy a hard boss fight. We saw one in Outbreak with the first Easter egg with the Legion, which I think he was a pretty hard boss to beat when he first came out. And then you got the second side where you go up against just a regular order. So there's two different Easter eggs, and it's not like they haven't got the compatibility to do that kind of stuff in that game. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think I agree with you on that front as well, with it being catered to the casuals. Not that I'm hating on the casuals because, like you said, they do make up most of the zombie scene. But when it does come to competitive, who do you look up to most when it does come into this? Like, there are a lot of people I would say I look up to when it comes to competitive. I'd love to know who you do, if you do, apart from yourself,
Um,
obviously.
I mean, it's hard to say because I now have played alongside those guys, but just like before everything started, like 2018, I feel like the guys I really looked up to were obviously Noah, the biggest zombies YouTuber out there.
Yeah.
Pat was a big one.
Yep.
Lex, Noah, I already said Noah, Pizza, Chop. Those were the big guys, honestly, who I really looked up to.
But what made you think I'm gonna speed run?
I don't know. It
You
just
just came in
happened.
and just happened. Because I see
It
your
just
name
happened.
recently. Because I'm not saying this in a horrible way, either way, but like your name's only just came up for me probably the last two. No, actually, probably February is when your name came up to me. Like because I've been in zombies for ages, so I obviously didn't know you at the time. But people kept coming to my stream saying Kingman's like beat this and like Firebase C because I was playing at the time. So that's when because I got tipped in my stream about you, so I went over to watch and then I saw other people reacting to your speed runs, and I literally said on stream like this guy, like he's gonna be the next big guy. Like the way he's playing, and this was why when I formed the team originally for Undead, it was super hard to try to reach out to the people that were already competitive. Um, Not like being harsh to the competitive side, but you guys are already you're established in doing your thing already. Like you don't really need the team backing when you've already I don't know how to put it. I know in my head how to put it how you guys play, you don't really need that backing, but at the same time it was so hard to try to make this team cater for competitive players as well, and that's why we waited for ZWC really to pick people up, like we picked up Zombie Dog and stuff. So if you could give any suggestions to Obey and Dead, this on what we could do better competitively wise, would be something really cool to hear your thoughts on, or your thoughts on Obey in general in this.
Honestly, it's hard to say because I haven't really seen anything of Obey. I've seen a couple things from you guys, but
Yeah.
I just haven't watched too much, so it's hard to give input. But honestly,
You
it's
could be
just
brutally honest. You could be harsh as well. I'm fine with that because it is new and it does need to be.
I don't want to be brutal. I'm not that mean, but honestly, just keep doing what you're doing. Just like keep giving community feedback as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because the community is who you guys are trying to
Oh
like
yeah,
entertain,
we
compete.
know
Yeah.
how hard they can be too.
Oh yeah.
We could
But
do something everybody wanted us to do it. It would still be wrong.
it's impossible to make everybody happy. I've learned that very quickly in the community. But point is just keep doing what you're doing. Just try and variety content. I would say just do
Yeah.
a variety of stuff, different games. Primarily like BO3, Cold War. Those are the ones
Yeah.
most people watch. But
But
yeah, it's
yeah.
hard to say because it's nobody's ever done this before. It's brand for
Yeah.
everybody, even the guys who are like running this, like you, Greg, all those guys.
Yeah.
So
And I
yeah,
think
just
that was something we
keep doing what
tried to
you're doing.
work on was I think we had the names behind the team. I do agree we didn't do the team perfectly at the beginning because I admit fault in the areas because we went down the route of using the new game when we should have varietied it out a bit more. But when there was only 3 of us going through 250, 300 plus entries, it started to become it was a bit easier to put it down into one game than it was to split across every single game at the beginning. But I do agree we probably could have worked that one a bit better with catering to every type of zombies player, like speedrunners, high rounders, different games, because there is a community for each game I find now. So, you being a zombies player, obviously, what era of zombies have you preferred most from Black Ops 1, 2, 3 to now? Not okay. So I say favorite. I say most competitively. What would you say is the most competitively area that you've worked in?
In terms of like games, like everything I've seen between speedruns, high rounds, Black Ops 3 hands down.
Yeah.
There's some black competition on Black Ops 4. Like when I was out, there was some competition here or there, but even today, Black Ops 3 still is hands
Oh
down
yeah.
the most competitive game. And there's actually some competition BO1 with like high rounds and stuff, even a little bit of World at War, but just overall speedruns, high rounds, everything you could possibly think of, definitely Black Ops 3.
Nice. Yeah, yeah, I agree. So coming to the end of the podcast, I gotta ask, what's your plans next? What can we expect to see you be going for next? What is your plan to beat? You got any up and coming challenges you've given yourself?
Well, on Twitter yesterday, I posted if a tweet got 115 likes, I would go for the hardcore Voyage of Despair first room world record, which is something we did in ZWI
Mm-hmm.
and actually practice a lot. The record's around 50, and my current personal best is around 33. So whenever I get
Okay.
the time, yeah, whenever I get the time, I'm gonna try to go for that. I tried it yesterday, it didn't go so well, but minus that, Myra Tone obviously coming out this Thursday. Behind that with Greg and a couple other guys.
Oh, you're teaming with
Honestly.
Greg.
Yeah, Greg dubbed down, I think, Invalid, one of their
Yeah,
friends.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
nice. All right, yeah, that's pretty much what
yeah.
I'll be running this week as well. But yeah,
Mm.
I'm looking forward. No doubt, I'm sure you'll be one of the fastest guys to finish the Easter egg. Hopefully, we'll probably see your name tweeted out not long after the Easter egg is solved that you've done it in a matter of seconds. But yeah, I want to say a big thank you for you coming on as well. I really do appreciate it. I know you're a busy man as well. You took some time off as well. Well, you got work as well, so I do appreciate that. If there's anything you can say to your community now, what would you say? Don't say obey shit.
I don't know. I don't know. There's not. I didn't think you'd answer that or ask me that question. So, I love your community. Stay awesome.
All right, man. So if you guys are not, what links should I put? You stream through
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah. So you want me?
Yeah.
I will post down below all of your socials, your Twitter, your YouTube, and anything more that you want. Guys, be sure to check out everything down below in the comments. Go subscribe. You probably already have. Everybody knows who Kingman is right now. This dude is an up and coming speedster. Just call him Flash, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.